good. Hopefully. Let me know if you guys can see me on both the vertical and horizontal. For some reason on the YouTube side of thing, it's not making it clear whether or not I can actually, or if I'm actually live. I think I'm live. Okay, let me see. Mic is the NZXT, so it's definitely gonna sound different from last week. Let me see if I could get this wireless one up and running real quick. Every time I plug this wireless mic in, it takes like a second to detect it. I don't know why. It's specifically with OBS, because when I use it with like my camera, it's just fine. Where is that mic at? There we go. Okay. Unplug and re-plug back in. Oh, it got electrical noise? This should not have electrical noise. That's weird. Wonder if there's anything... There's nothing should be interfering it. Let me see. Let me move everything away. Oh, there we go. Alright, we're good now. Yeah, every single time. Oh boy, technical difficulties at the start of the stream. I just pressed the off button on this receiver. Alright, we should be good now. Oh my goodness! The technical difficulties today. What's up, everybody? Who was first today? We got, give me a second. I did not set up my comment highlighter. I'm struggling. Today is not my day. Okay, where's the comment highlighter? Here we go. Gotta highlight y'all's comments. Do we got it? There we go. We got Stank2007 first in the house on the horizontal, and then we got Gavin Seifert first in the house for the vertical stream. Yeah, with the whole vertical stream thing, I actually don't know if I'm gonna keep on doing this long term. I'm gonna try it out. This is the third stream we're doing this. I'm gonna give it one more stream, which is gonna be like a month, 4 streams. If there's not any noticeable gain from it, I might just like, you know, call it quits and cut it. Unless you guys can think of a reason for me to continue keeping up with the short streams. I mean, I know, like I mentioned before, like Brett from UFD Tech, when he does it, it's literally like normal stream gets 7,000 views. Vertical stream gets 200,000 views. It's that much of a difference. But for mine, it's been the same for both. Let me see if I can... Alright, so the browser stream is working. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. If I pull up my own channel, we can look at the results from the past weeks. So yeah. I mean, the shorts does... The interesting is the shorts does have a... So we look at it side by side. Last week's stream, 1.4 versus 2.6. Almost double, I guess. But the short stream, it's mostly people just seeing it for a few seconds then leaving. Because the view time between these two is not even close. This is like multiple times the view time of this. So with the short stream, it's really just like a... Almost like a vanity view count thing. But then the week before, 2.2 versus 2K. So yeah, whether or not I'll keep on doing this, I don't know, because it is kind of a hassle to keep up with all the scenes and keeping up with both chats and stuff like that. So unless I don't know how many of you out there only would watch the stream if I did the vertical, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like even if you're watching on mobile, the normal stream, the horizontal format or the landscape works just fine. So yeah. But anyways, we got KL130 in the house. We got Giant Robots, Luke M. Silver, Arnold Albert. RV says, in before someone tells you to look for the Ryzen 4070. How did that become such a big joke? It was, because my understanding of it was Zach just made a YouTube shorts about somebody in like that left a comment on his video asking about the Ryzen 4070. So they either got it mixed up or they were unaware or something. But then now I'm seeing it everywhere. Like that caught on like wildfire. I don't fully understand it. Like, to me, it's like, it was funny when the person like first made it, but people are just spamming that in like Reddit threads, comments, and stuff. I don't understand, but maybe it's like a younger person thing. Let's see. Let's look over on the other side of things. Yeah, we got Gavin Seifert. We got Chris in both streams. We got Logan MGLR. Finally got my first ever Razer keyboard. I'm glad I can finally complete my black and blue setup. Nice. Congrats on that. We got Vickers Valiant. What do I use to highlight the chat comments, by the way? It's kind of like an OBS plugin thing. You have to install plugin in Chrome and on your OBS and all of that. So it's not just something that is a quick copy and paste one line in OBS. But yeah. What up, Firestorm? What up, Josh Barron? We got Rflet says, okay, what is Rflet saying? YouTube has been deleting lots of my video comments. Video comments? You're not even talking about just stream, but video comments. Like on my videos or everybody's videos? I don't think... Let me take a look on YouTube side of things. If I can find the last time you left a comment on one of my videos. I definitely did not ban you or anything like that. Rflet. Let's see. Publish... Public subscribers. Oh, how do I do this? Rflet. How do I search by people's username? Search Rflet. Yeah, I'm not even seeing any comments. I'm pretty sure you've left comments on my videos before. What the heck? But they don't want me to do any more interactions. Maybe try on a different account. Like, make a new account, use the same name, same profile picture, and see if that works. I'm getting your messages through the live chat just fine, so yeah. I don't know what that's about. Let's see. Yes, the mic check stream. What up, Justin K? What up, Nemus Dark? Is it even possible to build a whole PC from Teemu? Actually, we can try that today. I wanted to take a look at Teemu today. I don't know if I'm actually going to buy anything because AliExpress probably is going to have the better prices and more selection. But Teemu has more selection now than when I did the video. I did a video on Teemu building as much of a PC as I can from Teemu back in December. And there was not a lot of stuff to choose from. But now there's a decent amount more, so we can actually take a look at that. Just to probably window shop though. Honestly, I am on a mission to buy from AliExpress because who is it? Casey Walls and a few other people have been basically getting on my back about it. Buying the X99 Xeon combo. So that is my goal for today. That might be the only thing I buy from there because everything else in my local used market is pretty easy-ish to find at good prices. It's just these X99 CPU combos. They're kind of like, they're pretty specific to like AliExpress. So, Robert Fix It. I'm in for some budget shopping. Heck yeah. KL130 still doesn't understand the Ryzen 4070, and he's you're regularly in Zach's stream. So is Zach like, is that something that he is like keeping going on in his streams and stuff as well? because it does really seem like a random joke from one YouTube short, but it has caught on like meme status like I've not seen really before. And then I know Brett made like a response video that saying there is an actual Ryzen 4070 or something like that, but yeah. Yo, how's the foot looking today? The foot, do I have my, let me see if I have my thing set up. Cause I use this to do my Droid Cam, okay. Droid Cam, are you work today? Probably need to get on the Wi-Fi first. If it works, I can show the foot-ish. See if I can get this light pointed down. Foot is looking better. I can show you. Actually, no. The scar, or not the scar, but the, uh-oh. Hey, it's working. It's only working on... Okay, give me a second. Give me a second while I set this up. I want to set it up for our homies on the vertical, too. And I haven't used it yet until now, so... what is this thing? Here we go. Bam. Yep. There it is. Yep. We're gonna set it up so that it's pretty centered here. That's decently good enough, I think. Okay. Now I can bring this back. You guys are seeing how the live streams are done. And hey, look, there's you guys in the chat. This is what my stream looks like. There's the OBS window. It shows the two, like, vertical and horizontal stream. I have your guys' chat on the side. That's the normal horizontal stream. That's the vertical stream chat. See, vertical stream just makes it, like, more complicated. And then I have windows up for, like, this is my personal browser in case I need to look up anything to not dox myself. And this is the incognito one that I use that I share on the screen. But anyways, my foot. Alright, so if we take a look at my foot, I'm keeping it covered because I got a band-aid on it. Oh, it still looks fried when it's put down. And I'm putting it down just to give it more, like, I'm getting used to putting my foot on the ground more and putting more pressure on it. That's why I'm not keeping my foot up on this stream. But you can see the difference in color. Normal color should be pale, pasty color. And then this has like weird texture, browning. And then there's the scar from the surgery or the stitches is right there. So they just took my bandages off yesterday. But yeah, that's how I'm dealing. I'm still using this thing because I can't walk on this foot yet. But doctors have not given me a good answer as to when I'm going to be able to walk again. Unfortunately. I've been trying to press them, but they're thinking about referring me to another specialist. Yay! Just getting tossed around from doctor to doctor. So that's the situation. So kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Trying to make the best of it. That should be elevated, brother. Yeah. I keep it elevated while I'm sleeping, and I keep it elevated through most of the day. But dude, sitting at like a piece like this, when you elevate by putting your foot up while trying to also use a computer normally, the like, what's it called? The tailbone and the lower back, it's just a very uncomfortable position. So I'm gonna actually elevate it on. I have a heater down here. I'm gonna keep it elevated from the ground, but I'm not gonna keep it like at table level. But yeah. Man, that's nasty. I just got here. Did they say they what they think is causing the issue? So they took multiple like samples from the joint and then they did a bone biopsy, which if you guys didn't know, I didn't even really know because until this stuff happens to you. Bone biopsy tool. So yeah, what they do is they cut a thing into your foot and then they stick this tool in it and they like, it's like a hand tool where they twist it. I'm trying to find the picture of where they extract the core or like the piece of bone from. But essentially they take a sample from your bone and then they send it into the labs to try to like, you know, do whatever on it that they do at the labs. But Yeah, I found a good picture yesterday, but I guess I can't find it anymore. But anyways, oh, here it is. I think this is like the best picture to explain it. So the way it works is they use this tool, they stick into your bone, and then they just like crank it, and then it pulls out like a cork-like cross section from your bone to take a sample out of. But it's kind of gross. And my foot, just at the incision where the stitches are, it like I have a stinging sensation every time I like, if I put too much pressure and the skin gets pulled and stuff like that. But yeah. But they don't know what it is. It's not gout. It's not. There's no infection so far. So if I'm guessing it's some form of arthritis or what's the one that bone density loss? I forgot. My osteomyelitis or something like that potentially. So they don't have the full results yet, unfortunately. You're building a PC right now with a 12700KF and 6800XT. Nice, for a flip, I am guessing. Osteoporosis as well. There's osteoporosis and osteomyelitis, right? What was the myelitis one? Osteomyelitis is inflammation or swelling that occurs in the bone. So yeah, it's something which they're trying to. So I don't live in the city of Seattle. I live probably like 25-30 minutes north without traffic. And then you put traffic into the equation and then it becomes even longer. They want to refer me to a specialist potentially like at UW, the University of Washington, which would be a huge pain trying to go to appointments down there versus like right now the appointments are like 15-20 minutes away. But we'll see. Gout hurts, had in lower back foot. Yeah, with gout, I'm glad it's not gout because it's just really hard to not eat red meats for me anyways. I know some people can like easily wean themselves or just like eat other forms of protein, but to like not eat like beef and pork and stuff like that for me that's difficult. I enjoy those meats. So if I had to cut that from my diet, that would have been a shame. There's like a lot of foods that are not gout friendly too. It's not just those, but even some like vegetables. I didn't do anything to my foot though. Like some people ask like, what did you do to it? One night it just started hurting like for no reason. It's not like I sprained my foot. It's not like I, did something specifically. Literally, I was just at home perfectly fine one day, and then nighttime came around, this pain just set in for no reason. So yeah. Okay, let's see. Small talk. All right, we're 18 minutes into this already. Let's get to shopping. So the goal for today's stream. Oh, and then I'm gonna afterwards. Chris submitted this video of his LAN party, so I wanted to take a look through that. But I'll do that later on in the stream. First thing we're gonna do today is to go shopping for budget PC hardware. And budget is a very vague word because everyone can have different like size budgets, right? You could have a $500 budget for your PC. You can have a $2,000 budget. Budget is just a word that means that you are like consciously aware of what you're spending and what you're allocating to what. Budgeting is like the planning behind it, right? It's not just because you say budget, unless you use it as the descriptor word. For this one, we are looking for lower cost parts. So low budget means like lower cost. But yeah, we're going to be looking at the Xeon X99 motherboard combos on AliExpress, as well as shopping on Teemu. I think I'm going to start on Teemu because I don't think I'm actually going to buy anything on Teemu, but it's fun to look at it because they do have more options now. KL130, a lot of people don't budget, so that's how I think it got associated with lower costs. Yeah, I mean, when I plan a PC build out, like I open up a spreadsheet, or if you go on the PC part picker, that helps you budget too, right? Because there's always like an added like total sum at the bottom. But it's more of just maintaining or keeping an eye out on how much your total spent is, and then allocating to the different components accordingly. So for what I'm trying to build with the X99 motherboard CPU combo, I don't have a set budget just yet. I'll build around it once we figure out the price of what we're buying. I think they're typically around like 60 to 80 bucks depending on which one you get. So we'll take a look at that. But for Teemu, I guess let's start a poll for today, because I'm actually very curious. Have you ever bought PC parts on Teemu? And I'm actually just curious because I don't know how much people trust Teemu or how they feel about it. So have you ever bought PC parts on Teemu? They didn't have a big selection, you know, a year ago, even 6 months ago, but more recently they have been popping up with more stuff. So ladies top, why is ladies top the default? I swear to you, look, I'm not logged in or anything. This is an incognito window. It shouldn't have anything saved. Ladies tops is apparently just very popular on Teemu. Let's see, 90% on both streams so far, or yeah, on both vertical and landscape stream are voting no so far. Okay, so let's just do a very PC parts. We're gonna start vague and then look for specific stuff. Look at this. They have graphics cards now. They had graphics cards when I searched back in like last November, December, but they were like literally GT 710s and GT 730, that crap. What is this graphics card even? Let's take a look. A puzzle, you say? Let's do this puzzle. This is an RTX 3060 graphics card. Now, the price is pretty horrible, $382, but I will say, it's not like AliExpress. Like, let's take a look at RTX 3060. AliExpress graphics cards in general are pretty expensive too, right? Like, you can get them for way cheaper than, look, it's looking like 300 plus. Oh, here's a, what the heck, RTX 3060 6 gigabytes. Where is this? Like the mobile version slapped onto a board. But, like, it's just graphics cards, if you're in the US, it doesn't really make sense, except for a couple, like the 6700, what was that variant? Was it the GRE? But for a lot of graphics cards, AliExpress doesn't make sense for Americans, people in the US. You can just get way better stuff on Amazon and Newegg. Yeah, because look at this. 3060s, you've got some for like 380, above 300, which is way too expensive. So yeah, I think just this being on Teemu though, and I just want to specify, I'm not sponsored by Teemu or AliExpress. If you're into budget PC building, you know that these websites are legit sources of buying parts, right? But yeah, I will say, I am happy that they have more options. Hopefully, as they get more options, you get more vendors that will do more realistic pricing, just because it doesn't hurt to have more places that you could buy parts from, you know? Like, I don't understand people who hate and don't want a new platform to, like, succeed. Don't you want more options to be able to buy cheap parts? So, I'm not saying you should go out and buy stuff from Teemu at the moment, but it is looking better than it was a year ago. So, Cammy says, during the video card shortage, that might have been the price someone would have paid. Yeah, people were paying, I know people were paying like $400 or $500 for a 3060. Like, legit. $382 with 70% off, normal price, $1,200. Yeah, for sure. That's totally not legit. Robert Fixit says, I'm worried about people using these for flips. There will be some upset customers down the road if the parts start failing, which is really true. If you guys just watch the channel at all, you guys know that I actually don't like promote flipping computers and stuff like that. I think here's a challenge for you. Try to find PC flipping related videos on my channel. Off the top of my head, I can name one from like 6 years ago that I had a PC flipping challenge with another YouTuber. But like, PC flipping is not something that I openly promote or like try to encourage people to do. There's plenty of other channels that do that. I try to show people how to build, you know, price conscious, performance per dollar PC build, and wherever the heck they decide to do with it afterwards, like they can go ahead and do. But I'm not out here like actively telling people to like, this is how you can flip, this is how you can make the most money flipping, etc. Right? So I do get your point though, Robert. Fix it. Like, yeah, if you are a PC flipper, and I'm gonna say this now, like, try to like be a decent person and not just cut corners and sell people crap at, you know, just because you're offloading it to someone else and it becomes their problem. Like, try to treat it as if this is a computer you're almost like building for yourself or like a close like loved one, like friends or family. Like, try to treat your customers with like a lot of respect and don't just try to rip them off, right? But yeah, that is a good point. Like, if hopefully people don't just go here because it is like the cheapest option available, because, you know, warranties and stuff, you shouldn't really expect it if you're buying from some of these sellers and websites. Is this pre-recorded? Asked Sharky. Give me 1 second. This is not pre-recorded, Sharky. If this thing was working, I would be able to pull up your comment, but it is not. Why? Oh, it's because I don't have on that one. Yes, here we go. This scene has it. I need to put it on the other scene. I apologize for that. But no, this is not pre-recorded. If you found this through a YouTube live, that's actually pretty awesome. But this is a live stream that's going on right now. Not pre-recorded. Coalition Gaming got accused of ripping people off back when I was flipping my Z400 custom builds. Dumb. In your YouTube comments, Chris, people were accusing you of that. A lot of the times when people build these budget machines, they can also let it go for really good prices. Like, if I'm building a $350, $400 machine and I sell for $500 for like a perfectly capable 1080p gaming machine, that's a pretty decent price. So yeah, I don't get that mindset if people were calling you like trying to rip people off. Is AliExpress safe for PC parts? Asked Orman Azizulo. It is very safe. Actually, people in the chat, if y'all could chime in and let Orman know, like, if you bought PC parts before on AliExpress. But yeah, there are tons of content creators, there are tons of viewers who have good testimony for buying PC parts on AliExpress. The only thing about AliExpress is that the shipping takes a while. Like, you're not going to be getting like 2 to 3 day or even 1 week shipping like you would on Amazon or Newegg or even Best Buy or Walmart or whatever. AliExpress, like, I feel like at a bare minimum, you're looking at like 2 weeks for computer parts. And then on the longer end, like, I waited a month for one of the cases that I bought. So shipping times are slower, but prices are good. Warranty is questionable. I don't know if I've heard of good success stories of people, you know, after the initial 30-day return period, like long-term warranty, getting a return processed on something they bought from AliExpress. So that would be the only thing. But it's no different than buying like used parts. Like, you buy used parts, it's kind of the same thing. Shauner buys CPU parts or CPUs all the time from AliExpress. A couple of GPUs, gotten tons of extension cables. Coalition Gaming, I've gotten same week shipping from AliExpress. Sometimes I guess different West Coast near. Yeah, depends on where I guess it ends up shipping out of. Wake Up World has an odd question. I don't know what this question means. Hey man, what value does money holds for you? What is money according to you? I don't know what that means. But as someone who is very frugal, very cheap, I am very careful about like the money I spend, or at least I try to be careful. Sometimes I slip up here or there, right? Like, they say money isn't everything, but I feel like that's just rich people who have the means to say that. For most people who aren't doing like super like well off or still have to work every day, I think money is very important, right? Until you have like stability, roof over your house, being fed and stuff like that, you have to worry about money. Unless it's coming to you through like, I don't know, winning the lotto or inheritance or something. I think most people should value money. I'm not sure if that answered your question. It's kind of an odd question, I don't understand, but yeah. Are you streaming on other platforms right now? I don't see the chats on YouTube. The chat on YouTube, from the vertical, you should be able to pull up the chats, and then it should be at the bottom of the menu. But I am streaming to 2 different YouTubes. One is a vertical stream, one is a horizontal stream. So I am getting chats from 2 different chat windows. They don't combine. So if you want to see the majority of the chat, the more popular stream, go over to the landscape one. Actually, can I show on the channel right now what's going on? Yeah, like if you go to my channel right now, I am live right here on both. There's a YouTube short stream and then a main stream. So if you open up the main stream, you get your typical, you know, here's me in real time basically. But if you go to the short stream, here's the short stream, right? It's the exact same stream, but the chats are separated. But let's see. Money isn't everything, but I'd like to see you try to live without it. That's a very good point. If I can get this to show up. Yeah. Money isn't everything, but I'd like to see you try to live without it. Honestly, it is, aside from like health, money is like probably the next most important thing to surviving in pretty much anywhere in the world, right? Because without money, you're not going to have shelter or food unless you are a child living in your parents' house. Then you get free, but they need money for it too. So, not to go on that point for too long, but back to Teemu. Like, look at this. Teemu has MSI A520M motherboards for 60 bucks. Let's take a look at how much this thing costs on Amazon. Seriously, Teemu, every time I go to like any section, we just got bras and like women's swimsuits and stuff. Is it like moms shopping on Teemu for the most part? Is that why the default is just women's beachwear, women's rash guard, women's bras, hair care, women's sports supplies, women's lingerie set? Briefcase is kind of normal. Women's blazer. Again, I'm not signed in. Like, what is going on here? But anyways, Amazon. Look at this motherboard. MSI A520M A Pro. Exact same motherboard on Amazon right now is 70 bucks. Over here it's 60 bucks. So you're saving 10 bucks. Free shipping. Who's selling this though? This is provided by... This is the store. PC Computer Global. So it's just like some seller on there. What else do they have? Keyboards, graphics cards. So yeah, it's just some like third-party seller on there. But this price is pretty reasonable for a legit part. We're not talking about, you know, machinist motherboard that we've seen on like AliExpress and stuff. You're getting real brands that you would expect to get like in the US. And then they have more cases. When I bought the case on Teemu, they had like literally 2 cases. Some crappy case without even a like transparent side panel or like a back panel. And then they had that pink case that I bought, which I still have. But now they actually have, I don't know what brand this is, but look at this. 6 RGB tempered glass case, 75 bucks. Probably not the most competitive compared to like a Montech case you can buy in the US. But, I mean, there's options. So, what is the polling so far? Teemu versus buying versus not. Yeah, lots of votes in. Nearly like 90% across both chats. People have not bought from Teemu. I'm not advocating for it. But it's interesting. And I will say, I do have some content creator privilege, right? Like, I can buy parts from Teemu, make a video on it, and, you know, because to me that's interesting. And if I somehow get a crappy part or like a bad experience with Teemu, that makes the video even better. So I gain from a crappy experience. But for people who don't make content, as a content creator, I have to be very cognizant of that an average person just buying from some platform, if they have a bad experience, they can't spin that in a positive light. Like, they can't make good out of it. So I am trying to be careful, like, when I recommend websites and stuff like that. That's why I keep on giving you the disclaimer. I'm not telling you to go out and buy on Teemu. For this stream, we're just looking at the options that they have now. You have to make the decision whether or not, if they are giving you price savings, if it's worth taking a small risk of buying from them and dealing with like hassles of bad parts or something like that. What's the name of the battery you keep in your car? Asks Muddy, which I usually have that in like some kind of link, but UPS, what brand is mine? UPS, I don't know, 1200 watt. Do I have a CyberPower one? Off the top of... Oh, I think I have an APC one. I think it's this one right here. This specific one. It's either 1200 or 1500 UVA. But, so, if you guys don't know what this is essentially a backup battery for, let's say, if you live in an area, or just if your power either flickers or just straight up goes out. The flickering one is annoying because even if it flickers for like a split second, it'll cause your computer to like restart. And if you're in the middle of something, you might lose your work. But also, if your power just completely goes out for whatever reason, this gives you X amount of minutes, depending on how much power your PC draws, to shut down your computer. I think for most systems that I put into, like, hook up to test when I do my testing, you know, they're going to be pulling, for the most part, around, what, like 300 to 500 watts, depending on the graphics card mostly, because I keep the CPU pretty constant. It gives me, like, a good 30 minutes to test, like, parts at load, right? So, this is just something I feel like if you have a computer, it helps to protect it too, right? Because, you always want to be on some kind of like surge protector. You don't want to be plugged into the wall. So this has a surge protector in it, but also causes or keeps your computer on. Whereas a surge protector, if the power goes out, it still flips your computer off. This makes it so that you can properly shut down every time. People have given me crap when I've just like straight up flipped the power switch on a power supply to like turn it off. So it prevents that from happening, right? For when the power goes out. So this is just something, this one is expensive. They make cheaper ones. You don't need one that is like this powerful. I just have it so that I could plug in like I use this at the LAN party. We plug in multiple computers so that if we do flip it, some people don't have their PCs turned off. But they do have smaller UPSs. Like, let me see if I can find it. UPS 800 VA, is that a thing? Like, look at this. Here's an 800 VA one. You have to look and do the calculations for your computer, but this one's less than half the price. This is 80 bucks. This one's good for 450 watts, which a lot of the time, unless you're gaming, even most people, if you've got like a 3060 and like some i5 12th gen, at load, I think this 451 should be fine. You just have to get ones rated for whatever your system is. So, yes, this too. Get a UPS for your Wi-Fi router. I need to pick one up for my Wi-Fi router because my router and my my modem is not down here in the basement. So my UPS stays down here, but my router is upstairs. So if my power goes out, I would still lose internet. So I need to get one of these smaller ones that are more affordable right here. Probably even cheaper because a modem and a router is not going to need anywhere near 450 watts. I could probably get like a 300 watt one. Let me see, 300 watt. What would these be going for? So yeah, they make even these ones 60 bucks. So they get cheaper as you, here's one, and also another one. Yeah, so this one's 300 watts. So this one is 260 watts, which would be plenty for a router and modem. This is by CyberPower, a very well-known brand. 260 watts. You don't want one of these for your computers. Your computer will draw too much power for it. It's not gonna work. But yeah, I have 3 backup batteries in my bedroom alone. What do you use all those for? That's a lot. I'm good with my one, but I do need another one for a separate room, not in the same room though. Arson says, if I can get this here, let me try this again. I really need the chats to work because yeah. Here we go. I can at least get it on the main stream. I won't be able to get it on the other stream. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to work on that later. But Arson says, man, you seen the $1 CPUs on Amazon? It's crazy. You mean the scams? There are no legit $1 CPUs on Amazon, right? Like, that just doesn't even make sense. You don't gain anything as a seller, except for maybe store rating, which even then doesn't really make sense to do. Like, you're gonna lose on shipping. You make negative money by trying to sell CPUs for $1 through shipping, Amazon fees, and packaging and stuff. But yeah, that's like a complete scam. Joe Panico, evening Danny, what's up Joe? I have 6 UPSs, says Techman TY. Beeps everywhere when the power fails, yeah. Or it's always $1 for the CPU and $40 for shipping, yeah. And I would not try to buy anything that's where they do that, because that's just still sketchy all around. That's like them trying to sell a crappy... So it used to be back then. I don't know if it still works out now for scammers. Let me end these polls because they're taking up the chat space. But it used to be that like on eBay, people would sell stuff like, let's say I don't know, a t-shirt that's worth $20. They would sell it for $1 with $19 shipping. So you're still paying $20. And they're still also making $20, but if you try to file a return, eBay wouldn't refund you shipping, and they'd only refund you the $1 on the shirt you paid. So it was a way to kind of like scam people, because the item value was returned but not the shipping. I'm pretty sure that's like fixed or patched by now. I'm talking like way back when, like early 2000s or something like that. I don't know if that's still a thing now, so it doesn't make sense why people would do that in this day and age. But yeah. Kale130 says, yeah, definitely do not want to be caught without a UPS in the Midwest where there's like storms and stuff like that. Yeah. Let's see. Going through, is there anything? I mean, look, they have... This is a 360... Oh, what brand is this? You know how Deepcool is not technically allowed in the US anymore to be sold? If Deepcool sold on Teemu, man, they could still make it to customers in the US. But this is free shipping, 41 bucks. Now, I personally would not... I would not, in a real system I'm trying to build, or to pass off to a customer, use this type of AIO. 41 bucks. I'm like 50-50 on how I feel about this, because it's not like I think this is 100% a piece of crap. I'm actually like kind of on the fence. I am equally on the camp of this AIO could likely work out just fine for its, you know, entire duration, 3, 4, 5 years, and be crazy good value. At the same time, you don't really want to mess around with something like the AIO, because if the pump fails early, if it leaks or something, your CPU is going to spike in temperatures and just go, it's going to throttle and shut down. So like, but I don't 100% think like, oh, a $41, wait, the 360, how much? The 360 is 73. The 120 was 41. Okay, so just by the pricing going up alone, this is more in line with, you could actually get AIOs. Let me see 360 AIO. Yeah, let's see. What's the cheapest 360 AIO you can get in the US? 67 from Thermalright. Though, I mean, if you're talking about Thermalright versus this Tishrik company, Thermalright has a long-standing good reputation in the budget PC building space, right? Their tower coolers are amazing. I haven't really looked into their AIOs, but this is crazy. 70 bucks essentially. A little bit under 70 for a 360 AI RGB AIO from like a brand that a lot of people are comfortable with. So yeah, Teemu for the most part still doesn't make a ton of sense for US buyers. It might make sense for international buyers who don't have as good of prices like we do here in the US. It's kind of like with AliExpress too, right? The US has really good prices on graphics cards, CPU, stuff like that, but there are a ton of PC enthusiasts that don't live in the US, where sites like Teemu and AliExpress make sense. You can still buy Deepcool AIOs, apparently. They haven't done anything to the third-party sellers on Amazon. I actually haven't looked. Let me see. Deepcool. Yeah, this is like an AIO or something. So, Deepcool themselves, I mean, I don't know if that's true, at least on Amazon. Because just looking up Deepcool, let me take out AIO. I'm not finding, yeah. Whatever, I'm not even seeing third-party sellers. Can we find it on Newegg? Is there third-party sellers on Newegg selling Deepcool? Thermalright AIOs have reviewed well, especially at Gamers Nexus. Okay. I mean, I figured. It would be really weird if they made these awesome, affordable tower coolers and somehow dropped the ball on AIOs. AIOs in general in prices are like coming down. If you're talking about like 10 years ago, if you're trying to buy an AIO, you would not be finding like these, like for the 121s, like $40 AIOs, and for 240 or 360s, you would not be finding this many at like $60, $70 price range. They used to be so expensive. They become very affordable in the last, I would say probably like 5-6 years or something. Deepcool, not even on Newegg. So I mean, I don't know where you're saying that it's still being sold. Because at the two biggest websites, let me go on shopping. I mean, I guess you could buy from some of these websites. Like, what is this? Technin? Has anyone ever bought from this? TechninMicroless.com? Oh, TechIn. Sorry, I cannot read. I'm dumb. Yeah, like, could you buy Deepcool stuff? Yeah, I guess. From Microless. Anyone ever heard of these shops? I'm always curious because when you go to Google shopping results, they do give you like a ton of options, right? For stuff. But look at some of these shop names and Firefold. What is this? Firefold. This website exists and apparently sells. Do you think this is like a drop shipping company, or do you think they actually hold inventory on hand? I don't want to come off as like super ignorant or like, oh, I know every single, you know, e-tailer that exists. But just from the Google shopping results alone, like what are 90% of these options that you could buy from? Are these like super, it wouldn't be local, I wouldn't think, because they're like an online shop. Unless there's like a physical storefront called Firefold, and this just happens to be the online store. 100% it's drop shipping, says Evotech. That's what I'm thinking. But, yeah. So, yeah, Deepcool thing, I'm not sure about. Alright, PC parts. Let's finish up with Teemu so we can get to the good stuff at AliExpress where I actually buy things. Look, I couldn't even find a power supply a year ago when I did my Teemu PC build. Here's a 1000-watt one. What is this company? Compact Design? No, that's just... Oh, this is an Ari's Game one. Okay, what does the Aries game 1000 watt power supply cost on Amazon? That's the real question. It's funny, why not just put Aries game in the title so people know? Aries game, even though people know them as like a ticking time bomb of a power supply, like it is a recognizable name. So the what is it? The AG is this the AGT 1000? This just says 1000 watt on it. The most generic label. Okay, I don't see 1000 watt, at least one with the same label, but a 1000 watt unit is like 97 bucks over in the US. Wouldn't it be funny if Aries Games somehow like redeemed themselves and started building more quality power supplies? I would love for Aries Game to flip a complete 180. They don't even need to make like the top tier power supplies. Just make like a bunch of C tier ones that are priced decently well. And I think they could, maybe they don't need to do that. I just stopped myself from the rest of my thought because apparently they sell plenty enough power supplies, even with all the reviewers basically saying don't buy this, tier list, putting them at like F tier or near F tier. People are just gonna buy them on Amazon anyway. So maybe they don't need to change their business model to actually like sell, you know, to be responsible and sell actually like good, safe power supplies. Because they're making a ton of money anyways from people who don't know. So, Mike, I gotta unbox the thing that you sent. All right, you guys, give me a second. I need to grab the box so that I don't forget. But we're not going to unbox it just yet. We're going to unbox it after we do the AliExpress. So let me change. We'll just go to this one. You guys can look at the background. I got to put on my knee brace right here. This is how I put it on. I don't think I've showed this on stream yet. But yeah. Or maybe I have. I think I did the first. Yeah. So I put this knee brace on. And then I have this like this pirate peg leg thing where I can like walk around. But let me go get Mike's box from upstairs. Oh no. I almost fell over. The good thing about going down the stairs is that it's faster because you can just hop down on one foot. But then you could also almost fall over like I just did. Okay. So yeah, Mike, I got your package right here. We're going to unbox this later on in stream. I need to make sure that I don't dox you by sharing your address. Give me a second. Let me hide your address. Okay. Alright. What happened to my leg? We don't know yet. Doctors have no idea what happened to my foot. It's not my leg, it's my foot. Teemu seems to have a data harvester to me. Really? Oh, I thought you... Sorry, I read it wrong. I thought you meant they did data harvesting to you. It seems like a data harvester. I've heard a lot of criticism about Teemu, but I don't think I've seen, like, actual proof. Like, it's... A lot of people saying, oh, my credit card or whatever, like, this happened right after I bought from Teemu. Which is really strange because I know a lot of people who buy from Teemu. They're mostly like middle-aged women. Like one of my wife's coworker. It was funny because I told her like, oh, I bought some stuff from Teemu when I first did the video, and then she was like, wait, seriously? Like my coworkers talk about that all the time. They're always raving about how you can buy stuff for like $1 or $2 and stuff. So I know quite a few people that buy from Teemu on the regular. Like, I don't buy there on the regular, unless, you know, they start putting better, more products on there. But I've never heard of anything like that happening. I've only heard about it from people, like, online in Reddit, and even then, they don't have, like, hard proof about it. So, really, this, if it was really a data harvester that maliciously either like used it or leaked it, I think there would be way more coverage, especially from like the tech community, about it. Like, that's something that I feel like Gamers Nexus or Linus or just any, like, a lot of people would hop on about. This isn't me defending Teemu, by the way, because obviously I don't know for sure, but like, I have my account like hooked up, like I have a Teemu account from when I bought parts previously. I haven't seen anything sketchy happen with it, but as a data harvester, would it be any worse than what Facebook or like TikTok and all of them or YouTube even like are already doing with your data? So that would be my like devil's advocate response to it, right? Yeah, Evotech says every company is a data harvester. Every store wants your email, phone number, etc. They all sell your info. Yeah, and I feel like, yes, you should be like opposed to that and stuff like that, but it's just too hard to say. We live in the digital age, right? It is, I'm not gonna say impossible, but it is very hard to operate. Like, our smartphones, they're just listening to us. Everything we type and input into this thing, it is going somewhere. I don't even know what the official answer to this is, but how many times have you guys just talked about something and then you get, like, it's just completely random, not even something that you're particularly interested in or like your search trends go towards? Like, I could be talking about, I don't know, Yeti or Sasquatch brand bar soap or something, right? Something that I never normally talk about. And then the next day, I literally get those ads either on Amazon, YouTube ads, on Google when I'm going to whatever website that sells, you know, ad space. You start seeing that stuff. Like, what is doing that? Is it the phone? Is it specific apps on the phone? All of it at the same time listening to you? That happens a lot. So, yeah, to say that like one website is data harvesting you when most people have a smartphone. I don't know of anyone who personally only uses a dumb phone. Even the oldest, most boomer people I know are on smartphones, right? So they're already listening and getting all the information they need from you. Game of Thrones, I saw your stream a couple of weeks ago about unboxing your parts from AliExpress. I haven't made the video yet. I think, so I still need to paint the graphics card. I think I'm finally going to paint it tomorrow. I need to paint it white. And then maybe if I can get all that done, I could build it on next week's stream. But yeah, the stuff with things I do on my channel, like, it is very out of order. And it's not, like, the schedule is all over the place. Like, today, when I buy this X99 Xeon motherboard, I don't know when that build is going to come out. It's not like I'm going to buy it. Well, first I got to wait for the parts to come in. But it's not like as soon as they come in, I'm going to be building it right away, right? We're going to be buying stuff during this stream that I might not make a video on for like a month and a half or two. So, the streams, for the most part, they're just like a chill hangout session. We all get, you know, I get to talk to you guys almost directly. And then I just try to fill the background by doing stuff as well. If I was only just talking, I think the streams might be way less interesting. But when we're actually doing stuff and talking, it makes it probably more bearable. So yeah, that build, it's still planned. Like, it's not like I forgot about it, right? I have all the parts right here. Like, let me show you guys just to make sure. It's not like I just went and bought it and then didn't do anything. So the graphics card right here that I picked up, still got the CPU. Got the white RAM, got the machinist, the RAM just fell, the machinist motherboard SSD. It is very much, like, still here, and it's not, like, on the back burner. It's just, yeah, trying to do multiple things as a one-person YouTube channel. You know, it just takes time for some stuff. Yeah, single channel system now. Bye bye RAM. Okay. Wait. What is this? Okay. So they have really old LGA 7075 CPUs. The fact that they have CPUs at all, though, let's take a look. Last thing I'm searching for on Teemu. Yeah, so we got a bunch of old Intel ones. Are there any somewhat modern processors? Seeing processors on Teemu in the first place. Oh, this one is very old as well. We're talking Haswell. What year was Haswell? It's like what, 2014? i3 4160. 2013. 2014 launch date. Yeah. So we're still talking about 10-year-old processors. But it doesn't look like they have modern stuff, unfortunately. Yeah, look, this is a legit motherboard. B650M. Very modern motherboard. MSI 150. That sounds about what Amazon would be. But, give me a second. Joe Panico says, Danny, have you ever built in the Fractal Pop Air Mini? I don't remember. No, I've actually never built in it. Was it Fractal or Fantex? Never mind, that was Fantex. I have some cases that I need to build in. Companies, come on, focus. What are you doing here? Can you focus real quick? I need you to focus, camera. As a content creator, cases are like the #1 thing companies want to send you because they're like pretty low cost, right? A case is what, anywhere from 60. I know there's expensive cases, but there's tons of budget cases. Companies want to send you so many, and then whenever they release cases, they have like 3 different variants, right? And they want to send you all 3. Like there's the tempered glass one, the airflow version, and then the white version of it, right? They want to send you so many cases that it is hard to keep up with because there's so many case manufacturers out there. And then they all release cases around the same time, like when there's trade shows like Computex or CES or something. So there's an endless supply or an endless number of cases that you could build with, but you can only choose so many. I have not built into Fractal Pop Air Mini. I like that case a lot, but I just haven't had a chance to build in it yet. That has a lot of coverage. I think some of the cases that I'm building coming up are like less known cases, which I kind of like doing more, because, you know, it gives people an opportunity to learn about a new case that they haven't already seen like 10 different times, right? Like the Fractal Pop Air Mini, that's a super popular case that's been used by a lot of content creators. I've got one from a brand called like Mustex, which when they hit me up, I was like, man, they got some pretty cheap cases that look good. So I wanted to, like, you know, choose some of those to use in videos instead, if that makes sense. But, okay. Let's pop over to AliExpress. Is Casey Walls even in the chat today? AliExpress. We are looking for, specifically, a Xeon X99 motherboard combo with, probably with RAM, because I don't want to go hunting for RAM as well. If we just type that in, for those of you who don't know, there are a lot of options on AliExpress for these motherboard, like workstation server CPU type of CPUs, like Xeons, with motherboards and RAM combos for really cheap. The thing I don't like about Xeons is you got your different versions of them, and just the naming. People aren't as familiar with Xeons and their performance level just looking at it, as opposed to like if you were to look at like a modern day i7 or i5, i3, Ryzen 5, Ryzen 7, right? Like you can kind of get a gist of a CPU's performance with consumer-oriented mainstream CPUs. But when you get to the Xeons, it's like a truly a mixed bag. Like, unless you play and use Xeons a lot, you kind of have to do a little bit of research to see like how good or how capable that CPU is. A lot of them tote high core and thread counts, but that doesn't mean much when it comes to you know, most games not even be able to utilize all the cores and threads, and single threaded performance is kind of more important. So but with the Xeons, the most popular one and the one that we were looking at in previous streams are the E5 2600 series. So let's see what we can find here. RB says regular CPUs, higher the number the better the CPU. Xeon is random, but 1275 series is the best. The Xeon 2680 V3 is a good budget CPU. So, man, I wish, can I see more of the title? I actually have to click on these. Let me zoom in so that you guys can see easier for the stream. So here's a 2650. Let me see this. So E5 2650 V4. This is one of the very popular ones. Single stick of RAM, so not preferred. But 52 bucks, right? With free shipping. Let's look at this one. Dude, there's just so many options. So if you guys have a specific one that you want me to look at, I could pull it up. What did Mike say? Soyo is a brand. Soyo is a name brand. Yes. Okay. But this one, let's see. X99 with 2630. So there's gonna be like 2630s, 2640s, 2650. Is there a 2660? I know there's a 2670. But let's see what this one has. 16 gigs across one stick again, dude. What's up with all these people with the single channel memory? I might have to try to find one without memory if they're all going to be single channel, because RAM is cheap enough in the States. But 55 bucks for this one. If you think about it though, right? 55 bucks across RAM, motherboard, and CPU. 16 gigs of RAM too, even though this is not preferred. But that's like $15 RAM, and then like 20 for a CPU, 20 for motherboard. That is crazy good value. What else we got? Here's a more expensive one. Machinist 2680 V4. This one is dual channel. Yeah, but see, for when you're doing budget stuff, like low budget, 85 versus 55, that's $30 difference. Some people might chalk that up to like not that much, but $30 on like a $300, $400 build is a lot. That's like 10% or close to 10%. So if there's enough options that are closer to 50 or 60 bucks, I would prefer picking up one of those instead. It has a digital error screen, somewhat. I mean, it's still a pretty... Does it really matter if you have... So I see what you're saying, Gavin. The screen right there with the 00 on it for error codes. But a lot of motherboards have just like LED lights that serve the same purpose. Like they'll, you know, light up in a certain combination. Though you could say that these motherboards, this one's actually pretty. Look at this motherboard. This is like it actually has a active VRM cooling, not just passive like with the heatsink. Look at this, it's got a fan on it. So maybe that's why it's 85 bucks. It's pretty fancy. But yeah, I still, I don't feel like it's gonna make a huge impact on the gaming performance. So I don't think the 30 bucks spent towards something like that more is worth it. Oh, you're just saying it's bougie? Yeah. It's just your cap lock usage made it seem like you are super excited about it and thought it was like good. Demon Mitt says, personally, I try to always get a board with a segmented display for my personal rigs. What do you mean by that? Segmented display. I don't think you're talking about like a extra screen where you can put like stuff on it, right? Segmented display. Am I... Oh, those 88 displays that show the number. Okay. Oh, I didn't know those were called segmented displays, but it makes sense now that I'm thinking about it because it uses the segmented bars. Got it. Okay, let's keep scrolling down. We got some X79 boards. Here's a $70 combo. The single stick of memories are killing me. I might have to... Here's the E5 2650. I like the color scheme on this. We can do like a blue or a green themed build around it, but... What else do we have? To me, if you're locking yourself out of any possible upgrade, go for the cheapest option of that, says RV. Yeah, I see what... Yeah, so that means like... Sometimes people like to spend a little bit more on the motherboard, even though like it doesn't necessarily get you as much gaming performance as putting that same amount of money into a better CPU or a graphics card. But if you plan on being future-proofing yourself and down the line putting in a higher end CPU or something, then yeah, you might want to get a board that has either more features or better capability of handling like higher power chips. But yeah, this is a very good point because when we're looking at stuff like this, I guess I should have mentioned something about this, which when I make the video, I'm definitely going to mention it because I'm not in the business of trying to like show people this fairy tale story of like a cheap PC build without the negatives and cons of it, right? When you build something like this, this is the end of the line for like most of the parts in it and the platform. It doesn't make sense to buy something like this and then try to slip in maybe a slightly better CPU, a slightly better Xeon, you know, that could fit into the socket. You're pretty much, your next upgrade after this is to a new platform. So, yeah, that's a good point. Like, I'm not trying to spend a significantly more amount of money on this. This is a V3 chip. I honestly don't know. Let me look up the 2650 E5 2650 V3 versus the V4. What are the differences between the two? Okay, so here's the V3. We're looking at 10 core, 20 threads versus... Okay, so the V4 is going to be 12 and 24. So 12 and 24, okay. Honestly, the thread count isn't the biggest deal to me, but we're looking at clock speeds 2.3 with 3 boost. And then over here, we're looking at 2.2 with 2.9 boost on the V4. But, let's see, 105 watts versus... They're both 105 watts. What's the... let's see. Cache. You get a little bit more cache on the V4. Okay. I'm trying to look at the differences here. You're looking at 2 years apart between the V3 and V4. Max memory size. All this memory stuff looks about equivalent. Yep. Scalability, PCIe 3, those are all the same. 40 lanes. Yeah, it's looking like they're pretty close to one another. 14 nanometer on versus 22 nanometer. Okay. I mean the V4. It's 0.1 gigahertz difference across the two, but you get more cores and threads. And price difference wise, let me take a look at this again. This one's 48 bucks. This is even slightly cheaper. The other one's being like 50 something. Go with the V4. I have it, says Rizzo. But did you have the V3 as well? On it, like, do you guys think between the E5 2650 V3 and V4, based on what we just looked at, I know a lot of people probably haven't owned, you know, both of these CPUs to do side-by-side tests. Do you think between the two that we just looked at, you know, 2-core, 4-thread differences, 0.1 gigahertz difference, slightly more cache, like, if you were to have either of these in 2 separate computers and you played on both of them, like a bunch of different games, do you think you could tell somebody and identify which one has which CPU in it? Honestly, I don't think you could be able to. Like, unless you have metrics pulled up on the screen, counting FPS, looking at what the clocks are going to, I don't think, like, the majority of people would be able to tell just by feeling during playing a game. TNT Funky says, not to interrupt topic, but any change on the foot? No changes on the foot. I have not been on any new medication or actual treatment on my foot for the last 5 weeks. It has been waiting for appointments for CT scans, waiting for appointments for MRIs, waiting for surgery. It's just the waiting game. They have not given me new medication or like antibiotics or anything to try to do my foot. They've just been saying rest and just go to your appointments, which kind of sucks because waiting and not having the mobility that you should have as a pretty young-ish person, like, it sucks so bad. Make sure you pick the bundle correctly. The price, yes, you're right. The price does change. Oh, you're right. This one, I keep on forgetting about that. Like, it's not until I'm in, because when you look at this here, right, you read this and it has the memory in the title. When you go to check out, that's when I usually catch it. Because it'll tell you the exact configuration. But this, they need to highlight this better, I feel, because you guys have seen it on the stream. I make this mistake a lot. I look at the price based on the title and I forget to click on these. I wish they like were yellow or like green or something. But yeah, going with the RAM combo, it does go up in price. This one was $70 with the RAM combo. Oh, this one was even more expensive for that fancy one. Yeah, but this one, this is a V4 2630 though, so slightly lower clocks, $455. I would rather try to push for the best CPU we could get though. Maybe not the best, but at least the 2650 seems doable for a decent price. So I think I might just put that into the search. Here's one with the 2650 V4, $51. So like, out of all the ones we've looked at so far, this seems to be the best combo, minus the RAM sucking in single channel. If you guys know of a better one, I'll take a look at it. Like, feel free to post in the Discord channel, in the stream submissions. Demon Mitt posted a YouTube channel that does specifically AM4, not AM4, but Xeon stuff. Here's the Xeon Gold. Okay, I'll definitely check this channel. I've never seen this channel before. But yeah, if you guys see any other combos or have seen any other combos, feel free to post them. But this one is... I still want to look for a better one though, because I'd rather have a 2x8 RAM configuration than 1x16. Can you put Berwellians on your foot? Have you tried it? What is Berwellians? Here, let me look at it off just in case. I don't know what this is. Berwellians. What is it, a cream? I'm looking at Berwellians, unless you're spelling it wrong. It is not a thing. Here, I'll even show it. Berwellian. Nothing's coming up. Get the ZSUS board with the 2650 V4 combo. Okay, let's see what that's going for. So we would have to try to look at that for around maybe like $45-50, assuming that I could probably get 16 gigs of RAM pretty easy for like $15 in my area. But you're saying a what am I doing? Why am I in here? ZSUS. Oh, you're saying this board. I'm already on the ZSUS. So $40. and then do my own memory. Yeah, that's a good point. Because they're charging 11 for 16 gigs of RAM, which I don't think I can beat 16 gigs for $11, but I could probably do it and get dual channel for 15. Toasty Bros has a few videos on those Xeon builds. Oh, that's totally not surprising. Toasty Bros does like Teemu, AliExpress, and as well as they pump out so many videos that I feel like by this point, it's like The Simpsons did it. It's like the Toasty Bros did it already. Have you gone with the GPU yet? No. I typically like to choose the platform first and foremost when like picking a build. Just because it gives you an idea of like everything that you're gonna plan around it, right? Like the motherboard is like the skeletal system that holds everything together and everything plugs into. Or I guess you can say the nervous system because everything communicates through it. And the CPU is like the brain. So I feel like once you lock this down, you know like exactly what you can get to try to pair with it. GPUs are so easy to shop for. There's way more options of CPUs and motherboard combos and stuff like that compared to like just slapping in. You could get a graphics card from the last 2 generations for under $200 that can perform like pretty much any game at 1080p and do a lot of 1440p gaming. It's the CPU side of things that you need to kind of know what you're getting and pick that first so that you can properly pair stuff to it to not like have a crazy bottleneck and stuff like that. But yeah, $40 for this, $20 for a CPU, $20 for motherboard split. I don't know if we're going to find a better combo. Let me take a look at if we're going to lock into this 2650 V4. Let's see. Some people are talking about the Machinist board. I picked up the Machinist for the AM4 board. What is this going for? 42, and it's white, so we can do a white build if we want to. Two memory modules instead of one. But this one's 4068, so that RAM is accounting for $26 not worth. But between these two now, we going with the green and black build or the white build again? Because I picked up a Machinist white. The thing about this is, and maybe Demon Myth's link might help, there is not a lot of information, and even if there are a lot of PC content creators that are building with these boards, I'm gonna imagine they're not going in depth about the BIOS of these boards, right? They're just slapping them into systems for the most part, and I think just seeing how they perform, maybe that channel that Demon Myth linked might go more into detail, right? But just off the bat, I don't think I'll do more research before I actually pull the trigger off stream, because I'm not going to be putting my credit card information and all that like on the stream, obviously. Yeah, I like looking at these two. They're like $2.50 price difference. You're getting the same CPU. You're getting motherboards from different companies. What is going on with this one? Wait up. Okay. I mean, you could try to look at... Let me look at the rear I/O. Here it is. Let's look at the rear I/O between the two. I mean, I'm thinking they're probably going to be very similar. Does this one have the same shot? Oh, this one doesn't have... It kind of has a diagonal shot I could look at. Okay, let's compare the two. Let me zoom in more. Okay. Does this one have a similar view? Yeah, we'll use this one. Okay, so PS2 stuff, no one cares because no one uses that. USB 2.0, oh my god, 2.0. You know how slow that is? Have you used USB 2.0 for data transfer recently? Okay, but that's... that's also something I feel like nobody ever talks about. Like... They do have USB 3.0 headers, thank God, for the front of the case. Oh, wait, what? This one, why does it say, that must be a typo, because that's totally a 3.0 connector right there. This one properly marked it, it seems. If I can go back, what just happened? Oh. Yeah, this one, wait, what is going on? They're marking, look at where the USB 3.0 and 2.0 arrows go. 3.0 is the top one. They said they totally flipped them. Okay, whatever. At least the header is there. Yes, because have y'all built these old systems that didn't even have USB 3.0 yet? Have you tried sticking in like a thumb drive to like transfer data to or from? USB 2.0 is slow. The fact that the most of the rear IO only has that kind of sucks, but at least you'll get like potentially, depending on the case you use, 2 USB 3 on the front plugging this in on either of these boards. So yeah, the boards, they look like they're pretty much identical. I mean, they are the same chipset, so it's not like I was super expecting them to be different. Yeah, same everything, like as expected. It feels the same nowadays having a USB-C cable in the case with the motherboard not having USB-C header. Exactly, right? That kind of sucks that a lot of cases still are behind with the times. What cases need to do is have both a USB-C and USB 3 that can plug in to, or with, how am I saying this? Even if they have a USB-C port in the front, that port should have a Y cable that has either USB 3 or C, because people who are buying older motherboards, it would be nice to still have that USB-C port to plug in USB-C cables to, even if it is USB 3.0 speeds, if that makes sense, right? Like, case manufacturers should update their stuff, yes, but still account for people who don't have expensive motherboards or like super new motherboards. But I don't know, what are we thinking? Maybe we run a poll on this one. Let me take a look real quick first though. Is there any better options? Another machinist. Here's a Q. Here's a different board. Are these? Here's another board. This one's too expensive. No. We're saving $10 where we can. You could just buy, wait up. We could just buy the chip for $10. Okay, we buy the chip for $10. We need to find the motherboard for 30 or less. Nope. Yeah, these sellers, they know. They've already bundled it. Like, selling just the motherboard. Okay, so when I said 2020, I was just pulling the numbers out of my butt earlier. It is not a 2020 split value-wise on the motherboard versus CPU. The motherboards are the premium part here, which is really strange if you think about it. That's typically not the case. The CPUs are like $10 that they're adding to it, or $8 in this case, price difference wise. So buying a CPU by itself is not going to be the play. It is to buy the CPU motherboard combo. But let's run a poll just to see what people like in terms of color schemes. What color scheme? Oh my goodness. Okay, green and black, white and black. And so let me copy and paste this poll. Okay, we got the polls running. What am I leaning towards between these two? I think it would actually be fun to build a black and green theme. I already have a white build coming. Oh my god, I have like 2 or 3 white builds coming up. So, if anything, this would just make it easier to fill it in with a black graphics card, black RAM, black case. It just, I'm leaning towards green and black because you guys already know I'm already doing the build with what is that brand's case again? Let me grab it real quick. with this case right here, right? Like, we got this case coming up in a build at some point in time that's already going to be white. So, I have multiple white builds coming up, actually. Or planned. I shouldn't say coming up, because you guys are going to think, like, that's going to drop next week. But I have multiple white builds planned. So, Shauner says, I love white and black builds, but that's basic AF right now. Black and green would be hard. Also, channel colors. Yeah, channel colors, it would match the Nerd on a Budget theme. What are the votes? It's the YouTube Shorts votes, which there's less people, but the vertical stream, more people are voting green and black, whereas it's closer on the normal stream. So this one's 40.08, this one's 42.58. So the green and black one's also cheaper. Yeah, they both have NVMe. I'm just gonna take another quick look at these. Yeah, they're pretty much like identical boards. Joe Panico says, here's one. Machinist. Okay, let me look this up, see if I can find it. Joe, are you not in the Discord? By chance? It would, let's see, set kit with Intel. This one? Nope. He said with... It didn't let me copy the whole... The title's too long. I can't get the part with the white in. But maybe I just need to look for a white board. Machinist X99 set kit. Let me see. Here, let me put in this part of it and see if I can get it to pop up. Here we go. M2 X99. You're looking at 2630 V4. Why that one? I don't really want. Hey, here. I think this is the one that you linked. The 2630 V4. Though I can't find the exact title. Like, AliExpress, why do you limit how much I can type into the thing? I would rather, like, let's look at the 2630 V4. Intel 2630 V4. What are we looking at? Clock speeds. Because, these are gonna be not, like, the fastest when it comes to core clock. So, like, we gotta push for as much as we can. Especially if these are, like, cheap CPUs to begin with. Let me go back to the 2650 V4 versus 2630. What are the clock speed differences? 2.2, 3.1. Oh, actually, because these are lower core count, 14 nanometer, 85 watt TDP, less cache, but I mean, you're getting on your boost. You have the same base frequency, 2.2 gigahertz, but you're going from 2.9 to 3.1, which is like, what is that? 6 or 7% gains just on, you know, the frequency. That boost, that single core boost actually might be better for gaming. What do you, dude? Okay, what was the price on them? What do you guys think? Do you get the 2 less cores, 4 less threads, higher core clocks? Or do you get the more cores and more threads, slightly slower clock speeds? I think you could, again, like I said earlier, you could go with either. And it's 42. Oh, no, that's not it. Where is it? Oh, no, there's no motherboard CPU combo. Let me look up 2630 V4 combo specifically. See if I can find one real quick. But yeah, in the long run, like, I don't think it'll make a huge difference between the two, but this one has low ratings. It's also green, motherboard, CPU. It's more expensive though. The 2630, yeah, it's more expensive without the RAM. The one that you sent specifically, Joe, I don't see it with the combo. It was like grayed out, so we can't choose that one. If we wanted to choose this CPU specifically though, motherboard, CPU 48. So it's looking like all the options are slightly more expensive for the 2630. There's a combo. It's 3789. Where was it? 3789. Okay, let me look again. Sorry, there's a... Okay, I've got like... I've got literally like 50 tabs open right now. Let me try to find that one again. 2630, right? There's a 2680. We'll close that. 2630 V4 X99. There was a combo for 3789. That would be the cheapest, and I would actually probably go for that. So we probably would ignore the color poll in that case. This is not the... Can I sort by lowest price? Give me 1 second. Okay, 2630 V4. Yeah, so the lowest price one, and it's 42. I'm not seeing anything that's 3789. You're having trouble with Discord? Try to fix it and send the link. Okay, yeah, if you could send the link, that would be great. Is there yeah, there's no way you can get like the item number, right? Let me close all these. Here's a 2620, but V3, so we're not gonna get that one. 2650 V4, 42 bucks. Or where's that green one at? Or 40 bucks, yeah. So I'm gonna close all these just to stop confusing myself with so many tabs. Most games don't utilize more cores, so I assume higher clock speed would be better. Yeah, same here. Like, I would totally grab that 2630 if I can find it for that 37 bucks that he was saying. But all of them were a little bit more expensive. We got a super chat. Alexander, look at the motherboards with laptop CPUs built in. Okay, give me 1 second. In the other content videos, the tons of extra cores don't translate well in the games. Yeah, they don't. If I used to monitor in my benchmarks every single thread, but then it just became like way too much on the screen. Way too many zeros, right? If you ever try to look at how much your CPU is being utilized just when gaming, like if you turn on Afterburner, Riva Tuner display and stuff, you're gonna see like a couple of cores super like, you know, high percentages, like in the 90s or whatever, and then a bunch of them are just like either pretty low because they might be taking care of like background tasks or other programs and stuff like that, and then a bunch just like straight close to zero. So yeah, I don't care. Like 10 core 20 threads is plenty. I don't need to push for 12 and 24 if the price is right for the 10. No E5 2667 V4 combos. How much are those going for? And let me pull up the specs as well. Whoops, no. Let's see if we can find that and do the comparison. Okay, so 3.2, 3.6, this would be even better, but I'm gonna assume, let me pull up this. So 3.2 noticeably faster speeds. 3.6 on the... So 3.6 versus 3.1, that's almost 20% gains, but then the base frequency is also 3.2. How much are these gonna be though? Chris, I'm trying to get like be really cheap. This alone, the CPU is 30 bucks. Where are these? Do they have combos on these? Yeah, these combos are closer to 100 bucks versus 40. I think I'm gonna have more fun trying to push the price down. When you're talking about $100, you can get an AM4 motherboard, like a B350, B450, and like a Ryzen chip at that point. I don't know if I would advocate for getting a Xeon combo when you have $100 to spend. The point of these ones are like, you're going for, you know, pretty dirt cheap builds. 40 bucks, 42 bucks. Like, it's easier to get more performance, yeah, when you double the CPU motherboard budget. Yeah, I'm not opposed. I don't know. Okay, I'm curious to hear the viewers' thoughts on this. Like, if you had 100 and, I mean, what's the normal going price for these? Let's take a look. I need to make sure I check the options. Xeon motherboard with E5. Okay, so let's just say 100 bucks. There's a bunch of different options on the page, right? But the cheapest ones I can find is like 98 bucks. So I'm asking you guys, if you had 100 bucks to spend, are you going with an AliExpress Xeon combo that you have, I would say, pretty limited upgrade path? Or are you going to try to find, like, in your used market or eBay or something, like a B350, B450 board and like a Ryzen 3600? I don't know. 3600 should be going for about 50 bucks. But yeah, are you going for like the more mainstream consumer-oriented upgrade path? Or are you going for the Xeon? Chris says, yeah, Ryzen made Xeons really hard to recommend. Yeah, what year? This was 2016 as well, right? Yeah, these Xeon builds, up till Ryzen's release in 2016. Was it 2016? I think it's 2016, not 2015, right? Ryzen came out in 2016. Let me look. This is gonna kill me. Let's say release date. We're just gonna pick one. Oh, was it 2017? What the heck? Was it 1700 in 2016? It was 2017, so yeah, I was a year off even. But the Xeons, first of all, when they came out, were what, $2,060? But by the time they got cheap enough and, you know, affordable enough, Ryzen had, you know, you count 3 or 4 years from 2016, you're into like 2020 now. Yeah, Ryzen stuff is like very readily available in the used market. It makes it hard to advocate for this. But for this cheaper stuff though, man, you cannot name me a modern like chipset combo that could even come close to this kind of value. So that's why I would rather play with something like this. What RV said? RV says B450, 45 bucks. Ryzen 5, 3600, 55 bucks. Upgrade path, priceless. Exactly. With something like that, you can throw in a 5800 X3D. And that's just like, I feel like a lot of people don't really need much more than a 5800 X3D with the graphics cards that they are running. So you have a long way to go if you spend 100 bucks on Ryzen, right? So yeah, unfortunately, I know, Chris, you love your Xeons, but to me, it just doesn't make sense, unfortunately. So, Joshua Scott on the vertical chat says, Amazon has some cheap X99 CPUs. Let's see, X99, let's see what they have for these specific ones that we're looking at. 26, let's see, 30 V4. Yep, there it is, 10 bucks. I would rather buy the combo though, because every $3, $4, $5 saved, which I would save money going over on the other side, unless they have the motherboards too. Do they have the motherboard? What specific? Let me see if I can find the LGA 2011-3. Do they have these too? They do have them, but oh my god, look at these prices. Yeah. And this is without Amazon. Or sellers on Amazon. Who's selling this? Shengzhou Yuan. Okay, just as expected. This one doesn't look like... Yeah, it's not... They're selling these same motherboards on Amazon for $70 without the CPU even. These guys... They are banking on people not being patient enough to buy from AliExpress and wait. They're banking on people wanting to get I'm assuming this is gonna be Monday, August 19th. Yeah, so that's not even a week. That's like what, 4 days, 3 business days, 4 business days. A lot of stuff on Amazon is the same stuff that you could have gotten on AliExpress, marked up at your own convenience to get it 2 to 3 day shipping. But yeah. RB says maxing out AM4 today would still last you 4 to 5 years at least. 5800 X3D. Would that last you to 2028? I'm not sure about at least. I would say it would last you 4 to 5 years, but near the end of that 5 years, it might start feeling old. You're talking about pushing into 2028, 2029. You might start feeling it by that point. So I don't know about at least. At most, for sure. Joe says, what's your... Okay, can we test? Let me see. Does this work? Exclamation mark Discord. Is the bot gonna do its job? I made a command in Stream Elements. It should have worked. Does it work in the main chat? Let me see. Okay, Stream Elements. Why are you making me look so stupid right now? Look so stupid. Let me get you the link. Oh, it worked. It just took a second. I think. Unless that was like the automated bot. Here, Joe. Here's a link. I just sent it. But, what are people... Green and black. We barely inched out the green and black on the mainstream with 77 votes. And, actually, white and black is winning on the vertical. But if we counted the total votes up, green and black would win because we have twice as many votes in the, Actually, no, it wouldn't. It would still be white and black. Because it's so close on the normal. When I did Xeon, it was an E5 2697 V3 on a Machinist Pro. It was cheap and fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this because with $40, I would, man, with a build like this, I'm willing to use some questionable power supplies. I'm willing to throw in like some like ED tier power supplies with this. People can grill me in the comments all they want. But yeah, man, when you're talking about spending $40 on the CPU motherboard combo, the amount of cheap builds you can do, I'm gonna go like cheap. Is the i9 9700K and 3070 Ti 8GB a good combo? I mean, I think that combo works. Good combo, it depends, right? If you already have it, then I would say figure out if your CPU is holding you back in the games that you play at the resolutions you play at. You just download MSI Afterburner, turn on the display, and just take a look. Like, is your GPU not running? Basically, your GPU should be running at 100% in every single game. CPU, a lot of the times, doesn't run at 100% because, again, like we talked about, the cores and threads is not always being utilized. if you're playing a bunch of games where your GPU is like running at 70, 80%, that means that it's being bottlenecked by, for the most part, should be the CPU, assuming you don't have like just 8 gigabytes of RAM or something. Like you have an adequate amount of RAM and stuff like that. So a 9700K and 3070 Ti, I'm not going to say that's like horrible. I could see in some situations the 9700K could hold it back, but I wouldn't go out and buy, like if you're looking at a PC that has a 9700K in it, like if you still have your money and you haven't bought anything yet, I don't know if I would look and try to buy a 9th gen. It's like, for me, 10th gen, when they started putting in more cores and threads in general in their products, that is when I feel like Intel was easier to make like the choice for. But 8th and 9th gen Intel stuff, I personally am not a big fan of it. If you already own it, then it is what it is. Just, you know, it's fine. But going out actively looking to buy 8th and 9th gen, for me, is just not the play. I thought GPU utilization high was bad. No. You want your GPU to be running at 100%. Otherwise, why did you buy that GPU to begin with? No, GPU 100% utilization in gaming, that's what is kind of expected. Like most games, if you're playing AAA titles or just graphics intensive games, if you're playing indie titles, then yeah, your GPU is going to be running at like, I don't know, 50% if that load. But for most gamers, you want to be running your GPU at high utilization, not high temps. Okay, let me check the Discord in case anyone posted anything. Joe, are you in here at all? Okay, you have not posted. So, it's looking like I think I'm going to pick this one up because it is $2.50 cheaper, and a black and green build would be nice for the lineup in between some white builds that I already have coming up. It was a pretty close vote though. It's not like you guys wanted specifically a lot more one or the other, but yeah, I think I'm going with the black and green. You paid for the whole GPU, you want to use the whole GPU. What meme was that? The speedometer meme, right? I paid for the speedometer meme. I don't know where this meme started, but I saw it as, or like in relation to cars. I paid for the whole speedometer, I'm gonna use the whole speedometer. But I don't know if it had other origins aside from that. I'm not a meme historian or anything like that. Okay, so yeah, it's looking like a really strong. I'm gonna put this. Let me check the price real quick, you guys. You know how how AliExpress likes to do the bait and switch and then throw in a like higher price. I need to look for discount codes too. Anyone know a discount code from I use OzTalks Hardware's discount code already. You guys have any AliExpress discount codes so I don't have to go scouring the internet to get these even cheaper? Let me know. But do we want to buy a case from AliExpress? Are cases on AliExpress super fun? Let's see what we can buy for around $30. Okay, let me see. We're gonna put 30. Hopefully this filter works. It doesn't always. Yeah, I put in 30 bucks and it's still showing me. Let's see, 21 to 43. That's a pretty good price range to try to find a PC case. What is this motherboard form factor? Looks like it's a micro, right? They're not marked with M, so let me check to make sure. I'm pretty sure it's micro. This is an AliExpress code, 10 bucks off. Okay, I'm gonna put that down. Let me put it into my little notes real quick. There's always tons of AliExpress because they sponsor a lot of creators and stuff. But you gotta be mindful of how you use them to try to maximize it if you're buying multiple times from AliExpress. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so this board is 216. Micro ATX form factor is 244 by 244, and this one is where is it at? This board is 216 by 190, so it's kind of like one of those slightly smaller than Micro ATX. Okay, so yeah, if we did want to look for a case though, at the low end you get all these little tiny cases that won't work with a lot of hardware, so I'm trying to skip those. Like, when do we get to the normal size cases? Kind of like these little, ooh, another handle case. Oh no. Oh, look at this thing. I got Bear 9 says that 9700K they were asking about. They got I got as a combo for my current PC, i7 9700K, Z390, Aorus Elite 32 gigs of Corsair 3200. All for 200 bucks. 200 bucks for that. Let me think. So RAM, 32 gigs of RAM is what, like 70 bucks right now, so 130 for that's a good price. So when I said I probably should have specified, I wouldn't go out looking for a 9700K and, you know, combo and stuff like that. But if you get a good enough deal, almost anything can be worth it. So yeah, no, you got a good price there. So let's see. Okay, this case looks pretty dang cool, and it's only $37. I gotta be careful about the power supply it can fit though. Yeah, this thing looks like a, you know when you go to concerts and stuff, and they bring on like the speakers onto the stage and all that. It looks like one of those. It looks like one of those speakers. I like this. I have that. It can fit ATX. That case is terrible. It makes thermals really high. Casey, when did you pop into the chat? This was... I started looking... I mentioned you at the beginning of stream, but you weren't there, I don't think. I might have missed you in chat, but... Oh, 77 shipping? Blech. Okay, no, we're not doing this one. Good eye. Can I put free shipping? Yeah, sorry. I missed the, putting the free shipping in. Okay. What? This is the only page of cases we have? Ooh, what is this one? 44 bucks, free shipping. Has a leather handle on the side. That's weird. What is this thing at the front? Yeah, exactly. You're paying for 2 PC cases. Look at this one, though. Why is the handle on the side? Can that move? Metal Fish S1. This is... Dude. The types of cases they have on AliExpress get me way more excited than a lot of the stuff on Amazon and Newegg. Like, where are these cases for these prices in the US market? Oh, man. Okay, so this thing has a... That's got to be acrylic. There's no way you're putting in these kinds of cuts into the transparent side panel with tempered glass. I mean, there is a way, but not at $44, I wouldn't think. Okay, you know what? I could deal with acrylic side panel if we have a handle and a cool form factor like this. Oh, you can't get in the server, Joe? Okay. How do we do this? Joe, go to Bitly or any kind of URL shortener. Not URL shortener. Here. Give me the URL in a shortened URL. Yeah, so like this, for example, right? So do this. You get the short URL. Give me the... dang it. These windows are... Give me just the last code of this. Give me the last of the, after the slash. The last part of it. And then I can look it up. So, but while you do that, this case though, I think that case says it needs an SFX. Let me see. SFX PSU. Oh, that kills it. Yeah, you're right. Dang, I'm getting too excited before fully reading it through. It's because the other one that I got, that I just pulled up earlier, that one was fine. So, okay, we scroll up still. Where's all the case options? Ooh, this one has a handle for 37 bucks. I built in a version of this case already, though. Yeah, this is what my test bench sits in. I kind of like this, but we're about experiencing new cases here, right? So this one would be cool too, except it's not gonna fit coolers and stuff. What the heck? What happened to all the options? The filtering on here is kind of bad, because at 21 to 43 bucks, we should be able to find a ton of PC cases. How is this all that's coming up? Like, we're not even seeing the other case that I bought before. Computer case? Is it just the terminology I'm using? Oh, okay. Let's take a look at some of this. This one has free shipping. Okay, what is... Whoa. What's going on here? New launch, last 30 days. Is this a scam? 23 bucks, 23.69, free shipping. Pato mini PC case, micro ATX, which works for us. Chassis without A pillar. Oh, nice. So it's glass to glass. The transition right here. Let me pull this up in my other browser that's logged in. Let me sign in. Because the pricing is sometimes an introductory price. $30.54, not bad. So it's the actual price is $30.54 for 30 bucks still. This is pretty nice. Wait, Joe, what did you just put on here? Oh, okay. Let me try to go here. Oh, you got the item number. Okay, let's see if I can get this in here. Nope, that didn't work. That did not work. Joe, I'm copying and pasting the exact number that you have on the item number, but it is not coming up. Maybe I can just search for it, because I do want to see this. Can I just search for the number like this? Hey, it worked. I could just put it in the search bar. 37 bucks. 2630 V4. Okay. I think, and dang it, it's going to be a white build. Ugh. I got to put all these in my actual browser, because this one's coming up as $43. Versus, let me put this green one in, because this one is for that combo. Oh, actually no, this one, Joe, it's 46 bucks for me, logged in. They're both 46. They're the same price. Oh, okay, if that's the case. All right, I'm gonna keep it a surprise. I'll figure it out on my end depending on what coupon codes and what the price is for me logged in. Because yeah, this is like 46 bucks when I log into a browser with my account, and this one right here that's 37 is also 46 bucks. So I need to figure out what the combination of the actual cheapest prices are. Going back to the case though, and this is gotta be the last thing we do because I gotta eat. I gotta unbox Mike's thing. This case, I mean, I'm kind of liking the look of it too. How can they sell this for $30 plus free shipping? How can they ship this to me from across the ocean, that big of a package, for $30 plus free shipping? Yeah, this one's actually free shipping, so dang. Because there's not many other, as I say that, another handle case, but this one actually sucks because the thing about some of these really cheap cases is when you have the power supply sitting in the same chamber, cable management just sucks. This one has a basement, so like that's why I would lean towards it, even though this one has a handle. But let me take a look at what we got here. Yeah, so we bought the P60. Can't wait to build in that. We got this thing for 60 bucks, 46, 31. So there's not a lot of, wow. If only I could buy this case for that cheap. But I'm not getting an SFX power supply. Heck no, that's too expensive. You could build another one of these generic cube cases too that I've already built in. But 30 bucks plus 115 shipping. Never mind. Free shipping. Why are all the Chinese no-name mobiles green? That is a good question. I'm not sure. Let me check something. Give me 1 second, guys. I need to check out the stream and what it looks like on my phone right now. Because if I can just put the live chat or the chat into the window, then you don't have to use YouTube's interface. Give me 1 second to do this. Live. Dang it, it hasn't gone live yet. Never mind. Green for speed. Green for go, just like the traffic lights. What? John's Bow. Ooh, too expensive. Ooh, no. 240 bucks. We are not made of that kind of money. Actually, look at here. Okay, taking a look again for the same price range. Yeah, they got a bunch of these mini pieces. And that's it. Yeah, so the options are a little bit limited, it looks like. Especially once you go for free shipping and all of that. So I think I'm going to pick up this case too. 30 bucks. Tempered glass. No, what do they call this thing? A-pillar, I guess. There's no A-pillar on it. This thing looks pretty sweet. Oops, that's not going to help you guys. You can't see that. But this will. Yeah, I mean, for 30 bucks, this probably comes with no fans, which is fine. We can get some Thermalright $13 3-pack fans. Yeah, I think we're going with that one. Make sure it's a reliable seller. Is this one a reliable seller? Where is the seller's name? Yeah, 9 reviews, 235 sold. Where's the actual shop, though, that I can click on? Where's that information at? What the heck? I thought it was usually there on the top right. I mean... Good... What? Our good sex ratio? What is this comment? Review? I don't know if I could trust this lower review. I think all the other ones say that it's pretty much fine. Oh, here's the shop. It's a little house. So this is what they sell. Paddle. Oh, this is a Paddle official store. You can't really see much from them though. It doesn't have like a seller reputation and stuff from what I can see. They also sell the other case that is cheap. Yeah, I'm not seeing a way to look at the seller store. For that price, you should buy a variety for future builds. The issue is that I can't just buy a ton of cases too, because I have cases that companies have also shipped me, so I gotta like mix them in you know, every other or something. Let's see. Okay. It's funny you mentioned the 6700 XT and the Ryzen 5 7500F because I have a build with that coming up. But I'm gonna get this case as well. So yeah, what, 70 bucks for a case, motherboard, and CPU? Pretty good, pretty crazy value. 75 rather, because depending on which one I get, I think I'm going to lean towards, do we do a white and black build? It's, yeah, just, if maybe I can find, I'm going to do it on my own time, but I'm going to get a Xeon board. But okay. Oops. Why is this? Why is this doing this? Well, since you guys are here anyway, see, let me show you the difference in price. You see how this is the exact same board that we just looked at for $37.89. Here it is with my logged in account. I'm logged in here, and it's 46 bucks. So AliExpress be bait and switching. And yeah, that's kind of annoying how they always do that when you're not logged in. They give you some like kind of lower price that's not actually the case. Okay, it is time to unbox the package from Mike Brazone, who is in the chat right now. Mike Brazone, right here, sent this a few weeks ago. I picked it up a couple of weeks ago, and then last stream I forgot to unbox it. So we are going to unbox this right now. This is, I guess I will just not say anything because I know what it is supposed to be, and you guys might not. So I will surprise it by just pulling it out. But thank you, Mike. I appreciate you sending this. Ooh, you got some, you packed this with like, we got some, I think you went above and beyond, Mike. This is not like a fragile object that could be damaged. At least I don't think. I got a letter from Mike. Let me see. Okay, so this is very long, so I'm not going to read the whole thing, but Micron shirt titled Chocolate picked up from Flash Memory Summit is new and never fit me from my storage locker to you. Thank you very much. The enclosed shirt is new and we got a 16-year-old shirt, but it is unworn and new. Wait, has a companion shirt in the two shirts. Yeah, so he has a different one that he does wear that recently became a car rag. So we got this, Mike. I think you could have sent it just in this package and saved like a lot on shipping. You went above and beyond with this big box. But all right, what else we got in this letter? The AMD Next Gen 1995 acquisition shirt was from the merger. You were AMD bound from Next Gen as field product evangelist. Okay. At AMD, I introduced K5 toward PC user groups around the country, handing out K120, K133s, K5 for independent evaluation. Okay, and then I did this at Cyrix before 1993 and 1995 for over a year. Dang, how old are you, Mike? You did all this in the like mid to early 90s. So I mean, assuming you were, and we're what, 30 years from then, and you might have been 20 something. So you're like in your 50s or 60s, I'm guessing. But okay, so there's no such thing as a bad product review, only a journal of determinations and making good on improvements. Third-party acknowledgement, very different from today. List the very good used AMD shirt on eBay. You can probably find an AMD employer to buy. Oh, I'm not going to list it. I'll keep it. I'll hang it on the wall if it doesn't fit me. Or donate it to the Computer History Museum in Mountain View. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this package. So there are multiple shirts. So we got even more packaging. You protected these shirts like no other. All right, here we go. Let's get a lined shirt. Next Gen. Oh man, so we got, here's the front side. You can see that logo. Kind of, except my camera sucks, so it's not going to pick it up well. It's just going to blow it out. This is a size adult extra L. If anything, this is like the type of like sleeping shirt that Melissa wears to bed because it makes it like a dress. But very cool. 1996 is marked on the shirt. You guys probably couldn't see it because my camera is so annoying, and now it's not even focusing. Come on. There we go. And then we got the chocolate shirt. I pretty much have like no brown shirts, but here's so Micron. This one you can see easier. The Sweet Spot Enterprise. This one is a size large. So I wear like small/medium depending on the brand. These are a little bit bigger, but I would definitely find a use for this. I mean, this is like lounging around the house type of shirt too. So this is awesome, Mike. I appreciate you sending this over. Yeah, I will definitely make sure they get worn and get good use. Very, very cool. But okay, we are 15 minutes over the 2-hour mark. So that means, as always, let's wind down the stream. Can we get a focus, please? Can we get a focus on here, camera? Let's start winding down the stream, and I will hang out with the chat for the last however many minutes. Very rare, less than 130 units. Are you talking about your my FC monitor? Mycotic mic requires me. I keep up with PC users who really knows what's going on. Blah 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 blah. Only who were required for the became. What is this 130 units? Are you talking about the shirt or something else that I missed in the chat earlier? My latest case was a cardboard box. Oh, the merger shirt. 130 made, very rare. Very cool. Yeah, definitely gonna keep my hands on that. And if anything, I might just hang it on the wall. Because you know how I have my wall of display for the... should be able to show it here. Here, let me show you a first-person view of how this thing works. Right? You put this on, and you put your knee on it. And then you walk around like a pirate, like this. But yeah, so you see I have this wall where I hang all these desk mats up. I can definitely hang the shirts on there as well because they are PC related. And there's my Frostmourne. But yeah, so if it doesn't get worn, then it's definitely going to be a nice display piece on the wall. So yeah, thanks for sending that over. I appreciate it. Oh man, okay. Let's see. I did want to talk a little bit about that scam story from Reddit that I made my latest video about, but we don't have enough time. So maybe we talk about that next week. But yeah, it's just really interesting because you haven't seen really high profile in-face scams like that happen, right? Like, it is way more common. I would be willing to bet that, like, scams online occur, like, 50 times, 100 times more than in-person scams. Like, if you're buying something from OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace, someone actively trying to scam you, because it is just face-to-face, it takes... Like, people aren't willing to risk it as much. But online, it's so easy to set up something to try to scam and sell something and ship them a box of rocks and stuff. So, yeah, I thought getting scammed out of $1,500 worth of stuff in person, when you met up with the person, you saw their face. I thought that was just crazy. Hey, what's up, Scorp? How am I doing? I'm doing decently well. Still frustrated that the doctors don't know what's wrong with my foot and I can't walk, but that's pretty much it. Everything else, though, is going pretty well. Having a really chill, fun stream here. Got some cool videos in the works, etc. So, yeah, can't really complain other than the foot. Anyone know if it's worth upgrading the Xeon 2680 V3 to the V4? It depends on how much those cost, right? If I didn't see how much those ones cost, the 80 ones, but like you could, because they're like the same product line, you can get a really good idea of the same generation, like performance differences, just by looking at the core clock speeds. Don't look at the threads and stuff if that changed. Yeah, look at the clock speeds, and that's pretty indicative of how much better the other chip is going to be. But you gotta look at the price too. Like, is it worth spending, I don't know, 2680? Are those also $10, or are those more expensive because they are on the higher end of those Xeon chips? Like, if it's $10, then sure, why not? That's like such a cheap upgrade. If it's like 20, 30, 40 bucks, then it's like, I don't know. Miami Micro Center grand early opening this Friday. Dude, so many places are getting Micro Centers. Like, the West Coast has California. That is it. How do you have this entire coastline and have California, Southern California, if anything? How do you, like, can we look at a US map? Store locations. Does this map show store locations? No, they don't. They just list the stores, don't they? Micro Center. If I zoom out on Google Maps, is it going to show? Oh my goodness. They're showing like, all I'm saying is Micro Center. So here's like from the middle of the US to the West Coast. If you look at specifically Micro Center, because not all of these are Micro Center, you got Colorado, you got friggin' like LA-ish area, and that's it. These are not Micro Centers up here. How is this whole region just like so bare? Can we please put one right where the Fry's Electronics went out of business in right here in Tequila? Like, this isn't even super close to me. This is still like 30 to 40 minutes away. But just having a Micro Center in state, less than an hour away, like, Colorado's Micro Center is pretty mid, not gonna lie. Open box deals hardly exist, makes me sad. I would rather have a mid Micro Center than none, though. But yeah, it does suck. I wonder why that is, right? Is it because... So open box deals don't... They can only exist when people return stuff. So is it just because, in general, they don't get as much traffic as, like, the coastal Micro Centers? Because California Micro Center is, like, popping. But they did redo it recently. I think Jay's 2 Cents made a video, like, touring it after they remodeled it. So is it just because the Colorado one is, you know, it's just, like, the original store with no remodel? Or is it just because it doesn't get enough foot traffic in general to produce open box deals? So, I miss fries in Radio Shack, says Brian Switzer. I never bought a lot from Fry's because the pricing just wasn't that... Though they did do in-store price matching at some point. But, yeah, Fry's was just such a weird store. They had, like, their computer section at, like, a quarter of it. And then you got, like, the refrigerator, the stoves, the freaking exercise equipment, the DVD section. Fry's, and then a coffee shop inside of it. Fry's was really weird. It makes sense to me why they didn't, like, last and why they went out of business. But it was a brick and mortar that had PC parts, which was, like, the only good thing I felt about Fry's. But yeah, I did not. Okay, yeah, we're out of time. Because I gotta eat. Where's the stream submissions? Gotta check out Chris's LAN footage next week. Forgot to and ran out of time. Okay, yeah, so we'll do that next week. Also, maybe talk about Reddit RTX 4090 scam. Keeping active notes. Oh. Okay, I do gotta show one thing because this is gonna be quick. Shauner was building this during the stream. Hopefully, I was able to keep you entertained while you were building this. This looking good. We got a lot of white PC parts with a black GPU in it. Motherboard and GPU is black. everything else seems to be white. Look, this looks clean. This is the Cooler Master case, right? It looks like the Cooler Master case, but wait, is it? Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, it's got the Cooler Master sleds. They've made multiple iterations of this case. I forget what the model name was again. But yeah, the ones with these gigantic fans in the front, and are these half cases? Whatever they are. I've had a version of this case before, but the little markings here, or the indentation, this is like a slightly different model than the one that I have on hand. But yeah. Let's see what else. Old school Fries was like Micro Center and was delightful. Yeah, at some point I remember going to Fries like in like the late 90s. So yeah, I think at some point they just started becoming more of like a department store almost, if anything. So Coalition Gaming Chris built my first PC from Fries ordering online back when it was outpost.com, I believe, because they couldn't get the Fries domain name. Good times. Got a question about undervolting a CPU, if you don't mind. Yeah, we're 30 minutes past over. If you want to post it into the Discord, either me or someone else can answer the question, but I gotta go like right now. My stomach just started rumbling. So I want to thank you guys as always for a very fun and successful stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Yeah, hopefully you guys have a good rest of the week, have a good weekend coming up, and in terms of future stuff, yeah, if I can paint this thing and make a video out of it, that could be this weekend's video, but we'll see. It's all dependent on the weather. Like, to paint this thing, I need to make sure it's not raining and not windy, because when you have this thing drying outside, you don't want wind pushing like pollen and like dirt and stuff and getting caught into the paint while it's drying. So yeah, that's the plan. Once I get this thing painted, we can get this build up and going though. So yeah, that's my plans aside from other appointments and stuff like that for my foot. So yeah, you guys have a good one, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.